Good day everyone, I am Jillian Satomera.
And I'm Jandel Sargas.
Today we're going to present to you the concept of pest.
Are you ready?
Let's begin!
Topic 17. The concept of pest.
What is a pest?
It is a general term used to describe any organism that is harmful to our health and properties, including crop and livestock. These are also species whose existence competes with people's profit, convenience, or welfare, such as organisms include principally certain insects, nematodes, bacteria, fungi, weeds, rodents, or any terrestrial or aquatic plant or animal. And are living organisms causing economic harm to us and our resources. There are classifications of pests. The three classifications of pests are based on origin, based on abundance or number, and based on feeding habit. There are two types of pests based on origin: the exotic and endemic pest. Exotic pests. These are pests that is introduced from outside the locality. The best example for this is the golden apple snail or Pumasea caniliculata, also known as kohol in Tagalog and kool in Visaya. Before, it was used as an aquarium pet, but now it is considered as a pest. On 1982 and 1984, it was first introduced in the Philippines by the Marcos government on the northwestern of Luzon to supplement the sources of food protein of low-income Filipino farmers. However, on 1986, it caused a heavy damage on rice farms in the Philippines. Endemic pests are those pests that are local in origin. Example is the Philippine fruit fly or Bactrocera philippinensis. The Philippine fruit fly eggs are deposited inside the fruits and tissues around the oviposition site become necrotic. Eggs are hatched into maggots, which live and develop inside the fruit. Internal feeding causes yellowing and decomposition or rotting of the fruit that can make fruit unmarketable. Based on abundance or number, we have key or major pest, potential or minor pest, and occasional pest. Key or major pest. Mostly exotic pests. They are always present in the field every season at a very high population. They are always causing economic damage. Examples are rice tamburers or Chilo suprisales, corn borer or Ostrinia nubilalis, and mango hopper or Idioscopus clypealis. Potential or minor pests. They are usually endemic species that are found in the field at a very low population. Examples are rice whorl maggot and rice skippers. Occasional pests. They are usually strong flyers that can migrate from one place to another. Examples are armyworms, cutworms, and locusts. Based on feeding habit. Number 1. Phytophagous insects or herbivores. They feed on living plants. Examples are leaf feeders, the orthopterans like grasshopper, locust, katydids, and the larvae of Lepidoptera like butterfly and moths. Leaf miners. We have agromyzid flies. The Agromyzidae are a family commonly referred to as the leaf miner flies, a worldwide family of roughly 2,500 species. They are small, with a wing length of 1 mm, and the maximum size is 6.5 mm. Stem and root borers. They are perillid larvae and ceramboid larvae. They feed upon tillers and causes dead hearts or drying of the central tiller during vegetative stage and causes whiteheads at reproductive stage. Root feeders. Examples are root grubs and mole cricket. But These pests can also be used as biological control agents against invasive species. Gall makers. Example is gall webs. Plant galls are abnormal growths that occur on leaves, twigs, roots, or flowers of many plants. Most galls are caused by irritation and/or stimulation of plant cells due to feeding or egg-laying by insects. Sap feeders. These are leaf hoppers, plant hoppers, bugs, and aphids. These insects feed on the sugary sap produced in foliage and transported in the soft phloem tissue beneath the bark. Saprophagus. These are pests that feed on organic matter. We have general scavenger. Example of these are cockroaches. And dung feeders like scarabei beetles. Mycetophagus. These are pests that feeds on fungus. Fungus feeder like mycetophagid beetles. Zoophagous. They are considered as carnivorous. They feed on living insects. We have parasites living on other animals. Living on warm-blooded animal. Example of this is a sucking lice. Living on other insects. We have Hymenopterous wasps of family, Ichneumonidae, Braconidae, and etc. Blood feeders. Example is the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are considered as the deadliest animals on earth because they are the vector for so many diseases. Predators. They prey on other insects. Example is the ladybird beetle that loves to eat just about any pest that lives near or in the soil, from cutworms to slugs. Water striders that specialize in eating land insects trapped on the water's surface. Yellow garden spider that captures annoying pest insects like moths, flies, stink bugs, left-footed bugs, katydids, and grasshoppers. And praying mantis, which is a skilled and ferocious predator that feeds exclusively on live prey. Larger mantises have also been known to attack prey several times their size, such as hummingbirds and small snakes. Insect control management. We have nature of insect damage, integrated pest management or IPM, and insecticides. Nature of insect damage. We have direct damage occurs when the insect pest causes visible harm to the host organisms. Examples are foliage feeders, sap feeders, stem borers or stem feeders, root feeders, stalk feeders, and fruit feeders. Examples are codling moth and fruit fly apple maggot. Indirect damage. Insect pests that transmit plant, animal, and human diseases like blowfly, mosquito, aphids, and etc. Economic injury level or EIL is defined as the lowest number of insect pests that cause economic damage. Economic damage. Economic damage occur when the value of damage is greater than the cost of controlling the pests. Economic threshold level or ETL, also called action threshold, which indicate the number of insect pests or density or intensity that should trigger management activity to prevent from reaching the EIL. Integrated Pest Management or IPM. It is a strategy in combating pests using an integration of many components. We have varietal resistance. These are crops that have been bred for resistance to pests. Example is 15 rice varieties have been increased level of resistance to borers and 9 varieties are resistant to BPH. Sound cultural practice. This is the sanitation or removal of weeds, synchronous planting and crop rotation. Use of trap crops and intercropping. Example, cabbage and tomato, and white potato and corn. Use of light traps and attractants. Example is the female sex pheromones against adult moths and potato weevil. Use of vertebrate biological agents. Example are dogs against gas or golden apple snail and weeds. And biocon. It is the use of natural parasites or predators and parasites against pests. Example is Trichogramma chelonis against cotton bollworm and Trichogramma japonicum against rice stem borers.
And lastly, insecticide. The kinds of insecticide. We have contact insecticide. Example are acipate or orthene and carbaryl or cevay. Systemic insecticide. Example are neonicotinoids and fipronil. Classification of insecticide based on structure. We have organochlorine or chlorinated hydrocarbons.
Examples are dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane or DDT. It is most widely used insecticide ever manufactured. It is discovered by Paul Müller of Geiger Chemical Company in Switzerland. Other examples are
Dieldrin, Indrin, Indosulfan, heptachlorochlordane, and lintane. Organophosphate. These are esters or phosphoric or phosphorochloric acid which are never poison.
These chemicals are non-persistent in the environment and do not bioaccumulate.
Carbamide is similar to organophosphate and are widely in use in
Agriculture, forestry, health, veterinary practice, and in the homes.
Pyrothrones has a synthetic structure resembling natural pyrethrines derived from pyrethrum flowers,
which are relatively safe to the spray operators. Insect growth regulators. It is a juvenile hormone which was first elucidated in 1967, in which it kills insects by inhibiting the molting process or interfering with chitin synthesis. Examples are methoprene, phenoxycarb, and chlorofluorozone.
new classes of chemicals.
It is for control of arthropods, evernictins, chloronicotinyls, pyrols, phenylpyrazoles, and spinosins.
Botanical insecticide.
It is a naturally existing compounds in plants which have insecticidal properties.
Commercial products are extracted from plant sources. Pyrethrum.
It comes from Chrysanthemum cineraria folium flower,
Rotinone.
from Diris elliptica or tubuli,
Nicotine.
From Nicotiana tabacum.
And azadirachtin.
extracted from Azadirachta indif.
I hope you learned something about this video.
Thank you
And God bless everyone.